It's called defense. It's in the dictionary under DEFENSE. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. No dancing, no hugging.
What's going on, everybody? As you know, the NBA season's finally over, and I kind of been waiting to do this video for a little bit now. So basically what I want to talk about in this video today is who I think is up next. And what I mean by up next is not literally winning the championship the next year or the year after maybe, but who's that next powerhouse that maybe even 3 to 5 years will be the face of the league. So with that being said, there was a lot of young teams that, you know, have a lot of promise. You got the Sixers with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. You got the Timberwolves with Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. Even the Lakers to a lesser degree with D'Angelo Russell and who knows, maybe Lonzo Ball or Josh Jackson coming up. But the team I wanted to talk about today was actually in the playoffs this year. The team I believe is going to be the next powerhouse, at least in the East, is the Bucks. I believe the Bucks are up next. Now, the Bucks made the playoffs this year, and I'm sure you guys saw them lose to the Toronto Raptors, but that series wasn't as easy as Toronto thought it would be. Now, contrary to popular belief, even though Toronto, for some reason, when they play Cleveland, they can't seem to do anything, they were actually a pretty tough team in the East this year, and the Bucks, the young Bucks, actually gave them a lot to work on. So when I look at the Bucks, and people are probably wondering, why would you pick them? Well, first, let's start with their best player, okay? Giannis Antetokounmpo. This year, he averaged 22 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, almost 2 blocks, almost 2 steals a game. He's literally went up in every statistical category this year. So he was my most improved player this year. I don't know who's going to win it, but he was definitely my most improved player. And he's already 10th in the league in PER. He's the youngest person in the top 10 in PER. So that's a good sign. He's 6'11". He can guard any position. He can handle the ball. He does need to work on his shooting. His shooting is not quite there yet. But, you know, superstars develop their jump shot over time all the time. So I think Giannis, not only will his team be the face of the East, at least, I think Giannis will be the face of a league, the face of the league eventually. Just being 6'11", being able to do the things he does. Jason Kidd has him playing extremely well, has put him at point guard. He's played center before, small forward. He can guard any position on the court. That's a great way to start your franchise. And then when I look up and down their roster, they got shooters and defenders. They got Chris Middleton, who's a great shooter and a great defender. He's one of their go-to scorers over there. Tony Snell, a throwaway from Chicago, was absolutely lights out from three-point range this year. He's also a good defender. They got versatile forwards. They got Jabari Parker. Now, granted, Jabari Parker has been on that injury bug, and, you know, I'm praying for that guy. I hope he can continue to stay healthy. But if he does, that's just scary to look at. You got Chris Middleton, Tony Snell, Giannis Antetokounmpo, then you add Jabari Parker, then they have Teletovic, who can knock down threes and also play a little big man down in the paint. And then one of the things that I think people really didn't notice, and it's someone who I knew was going to be good for a long time, their rookie, Thon Maker. Okay, he's 7'1", but can handle the ball, can shoot, can block shots, can play defense, and he's only 20 years old. So, man, looking at that, they got a big, tall, lengthy team. Thon Maker 7'1", Giannis is 6'11", Chris Middleton 6'8", Jabari Parker 6'8". This is a big team. Then they've got big men. They've got Greg Monroe down in the paint, which I think was an excellent pickup for them. They got a young center backup, John Henson, who plays defense and who can score a little bit. You know, he'll develop as time goes off. And then for now, even though this will probably change, but they've got some veteran leadership for them guys to follow behind. They've got Matthew Dellavedova, who's won a ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've got Jason Terry. So I think these guys are going to be the face of the league in another 3 to 5 years. Just looking at their size and their depth and what they were able to do this year defensively in the playoffs, and offensively is amazing. So that is who I got coming up in the future. And then as I look at their contracts, man, Chris Middleton, they've got him through 2020, John Henson's through 2020, Delhi through 2020, Giannis Antetokounmpo through 2021. They made sure they got Thon Maker through 2021. And even Rashad Vaughn, a name I didn't even bring up, who's another knockdown shooter. So when I look at this team, man, I just think that this team right here will be the face of the league, will be the hardest team to beat. And I think they match up well already now with Golden State. Now, that sounds crazy looking at how good Golden State was, but just think about it. You got you got Giannis Antetokounmpo. You could put him on KD. You got Greg Monroe, who will abuse Pachulia. You got Chris Middleton on Klay Thompson, Matthew Dellavedova on Steph Curry, and a lot of people think Matthew Dellavedova did a great job on Steph Curry in the finals not 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Now, I'm not saying Dellavedova can lock up Steph Curry. We all know that not to be true. But with as much length and help that he has on that team behind them, I just think the Bucks are next. I think they're next up, and I think that is a team that you guys should really keep your eye on and don't sleep on in the Eastern Conference. This year they won 42 games. I feel like next year they're going to win about 50 to 55 games. I think they're going to be on the uprise like that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what team you might think is the next face of the league. Please let me know down in the comments. And as always, please share this video if you like it. You guys have a good one.